Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. I am super excited that you guys are here today as always. Today's video is going to be a little bit different, as you can see by the title. I felt that I had to share my thoughts because I actually know what I'm talking about. So, before we get started, I do want to mention I know that I haven't put up my video on the last palette of the vault, which will be coming up very shortly. I just traveled to the meet and greet and had a lot of stuff going on last week. So that will be up within a couple of days, but I felt that this was absolutely necessary to get up as soon as possible. So let's jump in and talk about the JACLYN Hill meet and greet. So first I'm going to kind of just go over my experience and like start to finish how the event the day before and the day of went for me, and then I'll kind of go into all of the negative naysayers and liars and all that kind of stuff that are going around out there about the event. So, alright, so if you do not already know this, I do live in Kansas City, Missouri. So you guys do know that the meet and greet was in Naperville, Illinois. Naperville, Illinois from Missouri is 7 hours and 5 minutes without any stops. So the day the meet and greet comes up, I'm like, I'm going. No question about it. I mean, it came up like the ads about it came out like 2 weeks before the actual event. I'm like, I don't care what I gotta do, I'm going. And so my family didn't even believe me. They were like, what? And they were like, that's ridiculous and this and that. And I don't really have any friends that, like, a lot of my friends don't even know who JACLYN is or don't share the same passions and stuff like that. So I didn't even really ask anybody to go with me. I asked my mom if she would want to travel with me, but she had a wedding this weekend, so she couldn't go. So I decided I could care less. I'm going to make this road trip all by myself. I do travel a lot for work, so I usually have a lot of air miles, but I just went on a trip to Los Angeles. So I actually had just like 3,000 miles less than I needed to just fly into Illinois. So I was like, I don't even care. I'm just going to drive. So Friday morning, I was going to leave at 7 a.m., and I didn't end up leaving until, because I waited until the last minute to pack, I didn't end up leaving until 8:45 a.m. So I left at 8:45 a.m. I made 2 stops on the way there. I stopped at 2 gas stations. Well, I stopped at 1 gas station, or 2, I made 3 stops on the way there. I stopped at 2 gas stations, and I stopped at a Dairy Queen. Then I ended up getting there, reaching my destination at 4:45 p.m. So my entire travel time was between 8:45 a.m. to 4:45 p.m., which that equals out to, yeah, exactly 8 hours with the stops that I made. So let's just talk about what it looked like when I got there. So as soon as the event ad and everything went out, I was already doing my research. Everybody, pretty much, if you're a JACLYN Hill fan, knows what JACLYN Hill Closet is. I asked them about the event and how many people they would know. I have a fan page for JACLYN, which is at the JACLYN, like @ the JACLYN Hill. So if you guys want to check that out, you can. I post on there every day or multiple times a day. And anyway, so I did my research. I called the MUAHD. I figured out everything that was happening with the event. Mind you, of course, my drive is 8 hours, so I need to have the facts. But the day of when I was leaving, I was like, I don't even want to call them and see how many people are online because I'm going to be so disappointed if I get there and like I'm not one of the first 100 people. I was literally thinking about leaving like 3 days in advance and camping out for 3 days. I was like, I'll do whatever it takes, but I was like, I think at least 1 day in advance this early is going to be enough time. So I was like, I'm not even gonna call them in case I get there and I don't make it. Like, yes, I'll be disappointed, I'll be so sad, but at least I made so much effort and I camped out and this and that and everything like that. So yeah, I didn't even call them the day of, but I did call and I did do my research and I did ask the JACLYN Hill Closet page. And I mean, you could search anything on Twitter, Instagram, or anywhere and figure out how many people were allowed into the event. I mean, I think that they could have put that on the poster, but a lot of the time when meet and greets and things like that are happening, they don't always put like right there, this and there, like this is how many people are going to be let in, because they don't want to disappoint everybody. So you kind of have to make your best judgment, do your own research, and figure it out for yourself. So when I got there, well, first I had to go to the bathroom so bad, and I was like, I have to just make it until I get to MUAHD. I don't even care. I need to see how big the line is. I need to get this off my chest. I need to see if I'm going to make it and get to see her. But I couldn't make it. I couldn't even find the MUAHD. That's the only complaint I have is I could not, well, it wasn't a MUAHD, it was actually an Ulta. I could not find the Ulta. Like, the map does not actually lead to the Ulta, so I had to drive around a bit until I actually finally found it. So that's really the only complaint that I have, is that they need a better, like, tracking system in the maps. But anyways, yeah, so I finally got there after stopping again for the 4th time, and that's when it was 4:45, and I saw that the line was so short. I was like, ah, like I was screaming in my head, like I had the biggest smile on my face. I got out of the car, and like I didn't even care that there was these people here that didn't even know me. I was like smiling from ear to ear, and I was like, oh my God, you guys, we get to meet JACLYN. Like we made it. Like I was like almost in tears. I was so excited because I kid you not, like for the last 2 weeks, for this entire 8-hour drive, like all that was in me was panic. But at the same time, I just had like a positive outlook on it, and I was like, and if you watch my vault video on the last one, I was like, I'm not even gonna tell myself that I'm not meeting her. I'm telling myself I am meeting her. And so I made my absolute best effort to meet her, got there at 4:45, and there was only 11 people in line before me. I was number 12. I was number 12 in line. And so the next 2 people in line, it was a girl and her boyfriend. Gosh, I have a hair on my lip. It was a girl and her boyfriend, and they didn't get there probably for another like 45 minutes or so after I got there, and then another couple of people showed up around 30 minutes later, stuff like that. And there really wasn't like even like 30 people until like it was getting later at night, like 8 or so. And then once it was probably around like 12:30 or so, then we started hearing all the hype and stuff about people being worried, and there was a lot of people counting and stuff like that, and we knew that it was getting closer, and like people were really getting worried. I mean, there was a few people going around because there was a lot of drama. There was people going around and they put numbers on our hands, so they wanted to try to number everybody so that if you did get out of line, or if people tried to cut and stuff, that they would know like where you actually were in line and stuff. Because let me just tell you, the first like 6 hours, I mean, I still had an amazing time the entire time, but the first like 6 hours were so relaxed. Like literally people would be like, oh, we're gonna go in the store and shop. Oh, we're gonna go to Starbucks and grab a coffee. Oh, we're gonna go to Taco Bell. Like people slept in their cars and came back out in the morning. Like people were so nonchalant and like didn't even care, and we were all like BFF, and we were like, yeah, we'll save your spot, we'll do this, we'll do that, because they were already there. So if they wanted to go grab something, we just let them go grab it. But we knew that after it got pretty late and there started being more people, it would be more dramatic, and it was. There was people in line that were in the first 100 that were literally fighting, and we're like, what the hell is going on? You made it, you got a spot, like why are you complaining? There was name calling going on. There were people there that were trying to say that they were there at 4 p.m. Bitch, I got there at 4:45, and there was not anybody in line after me until 5:30. So don't even sit there and lie to yourself, because we know that you're not telling the truth. 2 girls behind me got there at 6:30. They weren't there. God, my throat is just so bad. I have the worst allergies. They're never gonna go away. Anyway, so yeah, there was people name calling and this and that. But overall, like I didn't get to know really any people that were past like my kind of group of like 20 people. But we all became like BFF, and it was the funnest time ever. We were like literally ordering pizzas up to the Ulta, and people were all driving by the whole night and all morning taking Snapchats, and like so many people asked like what we were doing there, and we just joked around all night. I mean, everyone in line that was around me was so super nice. There was one girl that like her parents drove there with her from St. Charles, Missouri, which is by St. Louis, and like the girl next to me, who was my favorite, she got this guy that she kind of talks to, like they're not even dating, and he came with her, like they only had an hour drive I think, but he came and stayed the entire night and the entire day with her. Keeper, Izzy. And there was just so many awesome people there that were clearly so dedicated to meeting JACLYN, like that they would do anything to meet her. Like the first people in line, I'm kind of confused. I heard 2, but then I heard 8 from those people directly. So I think that the first person in line was there at 8 a.m. I'm not really sure, but I know that for sure people started really showing up at 2 p.m. And like I said, at 4:45, I was only number 12 in line. We just talked, and like the whole night went by super fast. I mean, I have no complaints. I slept on the concrete, and for the people, for the love of God, that are saying it rained, it didn't. I slept on the concrete. I didn't get one raindrop on my forehead, sister. So let's stop with that. Okay, so we'll just go ahead and skip to the day of the actual event. So I'm sure you guys have all heard this now. If you're watching this, you've probably already seen the negative videos, so you know that the doors opened at 9 a.m. So we knew that at 9 a.m. we would be getting our wristband to get in. We were the first 100 in line, so we had no worries. We knew that we would be getting our wristbands at 9 a.m. and then we were told by like the Morphe and Ulta employees or whatever, I think the Ulta employees, that after that they did want us to go ahead and leave and then come back at, obviously because there's already so many people there, and they wanted us to come back at 1 because the meet and greet actually started at 2. So that gave me time, and I went back to my hotel and I got all fresh, because I'll post some photos too, a before and an after. So that's what we looked like before the event. We were all pretty rough. And then that other picture was what we looked like after the event. So we all had like 4 hours to go back and get ready and look spectacular. And I tried to channel my best JACLYN Hillness into my outfit. She really has like stepped up my fashion game. I told her that was like one of the first things I said to her. I was like, she said I looked so cute, and I was like, my entire fashion, like I based it all around you. I love the way you dress. I love all your hoop earrings. I love everything about the way like your fashion is. Anyway, so we came back at 1 and we were waiting in the line with the 100 people that already had gotten in, and there was still a pretty big line of people that hadn't won the scratch off tickets. I did stand in the line for the 10 o'clock scratch off tickets, not because I wanted to get another ticket to meet JACLYN, because I wasn't really sure. They made it sound like if you got another ticket you could meet her again, but I had decided that I would give that away to somebody that didn't get the chance, because that wouldn't even really be fair out of all those people. But anyways, they ran out of the first 500 before, because like at 9 a.m. we got our wristbands, and then I went inside and bought one of the signed pallets because they only had 500, so I just rushed inside afterwards, got a pallet. Then by the time I had to come back outside, I had to go back to the end of the line, and I wanted to stay for the 10 o'clock raffle because I wasn't really sure at this point what was in the raffle. I had been told beforehand that she might be selling like the Vault PR package with like the big silver vault with all the sparkles and stuff on it, and I didn't really know what, like in the original palettes, and I didn't really know what was actually in it. But I was kind of told that you would either be just winning a prize, or you would be the grand prize would be to meet JACLYN, which I know I've seen the girl's video about the grand prize and her complaining that this and that about how the grand prize is not a freaking gift card, which, I mean, yeah, I would think that that wouldn't be that much of a grand prize compared to meeting JACLYN, obviously, but it's her fault that she didn't scratch off the entire ticket. And then she walked inside and she just took the gift card and left. Like, you could have at least asked, like, if there was more to it or this and that, but no, she stormed off like a baby and left. And it's like, honey, if you would have stayed, you would have gotten to meet JACLYN. And to all the other people out there complaining, if you would have stayed, you would have gotten to meet JACLYN. And there's people complaining like, oh, we heard if we waited till the end, JACLYN would come outside and wave to us. No, she said hi to like everyone in line, took selfies, took videos, took everything with everybody. I heard that she even like was fainting at one point because she was exhausted, and people are like, why is it only 2 hours? And I understand that that's not that much time, and I myself was like, I think there should be a little more than 100 people, maybe like 200 people, but I don't think people should expect a lot more than like 200 people, because for one, do you really want to go inside the event and her to be like, hi, bye, take one picture and leave? No. She stood there and talked to you. She, like the first person in line, she stood there and talked to them for like 5 minutes. Like, I only talked to her for a couple minutes. Like, I was honestly in shock, and we talked about a few things, but I was like running out of things to say because I was just like, I love you, I love you, I love you. I didn't know what else to say. We talked about some good stuff though. I'll mention something at the end that's very exciting. So if you want to know a super secret fact from JACLYN, then stay until the end of the video to hear it. But yeah, there was people that were still standing outside in line, and they were like, I'm gonna wait till the event ends. I'm not going to leave. I'm gonna stay here just in case she does come outside and I can try to meet her. And there were so many people in line that did that, and I'm so happy for them that they still got to meet JACLYN, because I know that obviously not everybody can meet JACLYN. For the people that didn't want to stick around, unless you had something like extremely important to do that you had to be at, then yes, I completely understand if you couldn't stay. But to the people that are like, oh, I didn't win, whoops, I'm just gonna leave, I'm gonna pout, I don't feel sorry for you, because not everybody can win. This is JACLYN Hill we're talking about here. JACLYN Hill. Yes. So you can't expect, let me make this clear, you cannot expect to come to the event 30 minutes early and get in to meet JACLYN. Come on, people, use your brain. Use your brain. I'm not even trying to be mean, but use your brain. JACLYN is JACLYN. Like, I literally was thinking about coming 3 days early, and there's people coming 30 minutes before the event, and they're making rant videos about how they didn't get in. Really? Really? And there's people that are like, oh my god, like one of the girls that I saw that has like 11,000 views now. Oh my god, I got there at 7:30 and I left at 11:45. I wasted my entire day. Are you joking me? Let me repeat. People were there for over 24 hours waiting for JACLYN. Girl, and all the people that are complaining, like almost everybody I've seen complaining lives like not even like 2 hours or less from the event. A lot of people are like 30 minutes from the event and they're complaining. It's like you had every chance in the world to get there. You could have called at maybe like midnight and, or I don't know, I guess they weren't open at midnight. You could have called right before the store ended at 9 and just checked up and seen how many people were in the line at 9. Because if you would have known that there was still plenty of room in line and you would have came. But yeah, a lot of these people complaining live like 30 minutes away. Let me remind you one more time, I literally drove 8 hours to get there. So I don't want to hear that people are such incredibly dedicated and devout fans to JACLYN and this and that, but they're gonna sit there and make a video for 20 minutes bashing Morphe, Ulta, JACLYN. They say in the description, I'm not talking bad about JACLYN. This is her event, so if you're gonna sit there and whine and complain, JACLYN had a lot to do with this event, and so yeah, you're kind of bashing JACLYN as well. I just have to say that I'm just really not sorry for the people that decided to wait until the last minute or decided that they wanted to leave. I saw one person in line when I was waiting for the scratchers that got a scratcher. It literally said, congrats or something, you want a Morphe tote bag or whatever that said, which I love that tote bag, by the way. People saying I could make this at home. You won something. You got something out of the event. You didn't pay for this event. You got some sort of a prize. It's your fault you didn't get here on time. They also gave away pop sockets. I don't know how many they were, but I got a really freaking awesome silver sparkly pop socket that said Morphe times JACLYN Hill. Love that. But yeah, anyways, this girl gets the scratch off that says that. She just throws it down on the ground and they laugh and walk away and leave. It's like, first of all, that was the first scratch off at 10. You didn't even want to wait till the second scratch off? Okay, like why even come to the event if you're not even going to wait till the second scratch off? And then again, you could have waited until the end of the event, because any employee that you ask, they'd be like, yeah, she usually always comes outside afterwards. There's no guarantee, but anybody who is dedicated and wanted to meet her that badly would stay. And again, I understand if you had other things to do and you couldn't stay, that's one thing. But people that just had an attitude and were like, I'm leaving, that's something completely different. So another thing that I just want to say is all these people making these negative videos, it's giving everybody else out there that didn't even go to the event a negative perception, and they think that they have the right to go and talk shit on JACLYN and bash her and this and that and put their 2 cents in when they weren't even there and they have no idea what the heck they're talking about. People are literally saying, oh, JACLYN's so stuck up and she just did this for money. This was a publicity stunt. This and that. JACLYN, selfish Hill, this and that. Saying that this was so wrong of JACLYN. This was so wrong of Morphe. This was so wrong of Ulta. This and that. That they don't, I've seen so many comments saying they don't know how JACLYN even has fans anymore. Blah, blah, blah. Just bashing her. Every comment. Like, because people are believing the filth that's coming out of these videos with people that didn't even try. I completely understand being disappointed if you didn't win, but if you don't make the effort to get there early enough, or you don't stay to wait, it's no one's fault but your own. And scratching off a ticket and not scratching the whole thing off, that's no one's fault but your own, sister. Have to tell you. So anyways, I just want to say these comments are absolutely ridiculous. JACLYN literally, like I said, talked to everybody for a couple minutes apiece. Let me try to think of everything we talked about. So I went up to her, told her about how she just said, hi, sweetie, and we would tell her we love her, and she'd be like, I love you so much too, and she would stay there and hug you for like 30 seconds, and then she told me she loved my nails, and she just said that she was like, you're just so pretty, you're just so cute. And I'm not trying to like sound into myself. I'm just telling you exactly what was in the conversation. And she was like, what's on your eyes? And I was like, well, you, of course. And she was like, oh, which palette? The original one? And I was like, no. And I literally, like, I do videos on the vault. And I was like going blank. I couldn't believe I was talking to JACLYN. And I was like, and she was like, yeah, the Ring the Alarm palette? And I was like, yes, the Ring the Alarm palette. I have to mention too, when I first walked up to her, I was like, ah! I like literally screamed, and she was like laughing and stuff. And that's when we hugged and everything. And let's see, I told her that we had so much fun camping out all night waiting for her. Just again, how much I loved her, that I watched her forever. What else did I tell her? I don't even remember everything. But then Linda was standing there too, and I hadn't seen anybody take a picture with Linda, who is the creator of MUAHD. And so I was like, can I take a picture with you and Linda too? And she's like, oh yeah, of course, girl. And then Linda came over and she was standing next to JACLYN, and JACLYN was like, no, you get in the middle. We'll have a sandwich or whatever. And so I took a picture with Linda and JACLYN, which I'll insert. And then we kind of talked a little bit more, said chit chat here and there. I mean, I don't remember everything. But then right before I left, I had to tell her, I was like, oh my God, by the way, I cannot wait for your brand to come out. I've been waiting forever for it, and I will buy everything in it. And here's the good part. I'm not going to tell you guys exactly what month she said it will be coming out. And I swear on like my entire family's life, which is super bad. I'm sorry, Mom, if you're listening to this, but there's no reason to worry because I'm telling the truth. But, or my sister. My sister's 6 and she loves watching my videos. But, anyways, yeah, so after that she was like, oh, girl, it'll be coming out in, boop. And then she was like, wait, no, it'll be coming out in this month, which was the next month after what she said. She was like, no, actually, month. So, but I do want to tell you guys that she did tell me when it's coming out. It's within the next 6 months or less. So I'll just say that. So within the next 6 months or less, you guys can look forward to seeing JACLYN's brand. And yeah, so it's definitely coming out, and she told me the exact month of when it's coming out. It's in less than 6 months. So that was the most exciting thing about the whole thing, is I got inside information from JACLYN. I was like, wait, I don't know if I should tell people that. Like, is this a secret or blah, blah, blah? But I have not seen anywhere her announcing like when it'll be coming out. But it actually is. I cannot wait to see what it looks like. This was I cannot explain how this was the best 2 days like of my entire life. Me and my friends that I made there, me and my friends, like, we just met, but I consider them my friends. We've had a group text of like 20 people, and we've been texting for the past 2 days straight, like nonstop. And but we were joking around, like, I was like, oh, I'm gonna print these off as soon as I get home and put them on the walls. I printed them off while I was still in Naperville and was buying picture frames, and I was like, this is gonna be my profile picture for life. Of course it's gonna be my profile picture for life. The girl next to me was like, this is gonna be at my funeral. Like, this will literally be at my funeral one day. I'm not kidding you. I made it so much better that, like, JACLYN was so sweet, and she made every visit personal. If somebody was like, can we take one more picture? She'd be like, sure, girl. Like, the girl after me, she put so many people on her Snapchat. I was so sad that I didn't get on her Snapchat. I should have done something more creative. I know I should have. There's always those things in the back of your head afterwards. You're like, what could I have done to do this, blah, blah, blah. But, yeah, she put a bunch of people on their Snapchats. She signed personal original palettes for some people, which I didn't get one of those either, but that's okay because I did get a pre-signed one, which she did hand sign. A lot of people wanted to know if they were hand signed. They were. It wasn't like a stamp or anything. And there was like makeup tables inside of them doing makeup, and if you spent $60 on MUAHD products, they gave away a free highlight, a free contour, a free pair of eyelashes, and like a free eyeshadow palette. I think they gave away 4 free products, I know, and I didn't want to spend an extra $60 because they don't have all of the MUAHD products in Ulta, and a lot of the products that were already there I already have. So I did spend the $25, and if you spent $25, you got a free pair of lashes, which I did. And then I came back, and that's what I wore on the day of the event, and I got a lot of compliments on my eye look. But of course it was because I was using the vault, which I know that a lot of people have problems with the vault. I don't know if it's all the palette, or sometimes I wonder if it's the person using it. I don't know. I know that there's probably some inconsistencies and there's a lot of problems with it not working, but I think you just have to finagle it. Sometimes you just have to add a little bit more, this and that. But I hope that you guys got a good palette. I hope that you got to meet JACLYN. I hope that you stayed positive even if you didn't get to meet JACLYN. I hope that the next time she has a meet and greet, you will get there early. We've already been talking about in this group text how we're gonna go to the Tampa meet and greet. I'm gonna look up like when it's coming up and stuff. Like I'm gonna try to go again if I can. I hope it's not till like next summer so that I have time to save up some money, because I went shopping after this trip and we're just not gonna talk about how much money I spent. Anyways, my whole point of this video is that you guys are seeing videos from people who didn't get in and people who didn't make an effort and people who only had an attitude and talked about everything that went wrong. And I wanted you guys to hear information from someone that everything went right for. So everybody that got to go had an amazing time. There was plenty of chances. Again, several hours after I got there. For 8 hours after I got there wasn't even 100 people. So I think I'm sorry to the people that didn't get in, but again, just try harder next time. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. I hope that you guys didn't take this too personal, but I do take it personal when this was the best event of my life and people literally sit there and trash talk JACLYN for hours and say how she did everything wrong and she's a horrible person, when she made an absolutely incredible event for all of us that did get to meet her. And everybody that stayed afterwards, she was so sweet to them and still took pictures with them. Even though they didn't win, she still went out there and she did not have to do that. So again, yes, it was the best time ever. I'll insert a few pictures from the event, and yeah, I will see you guys soon in my Ring the Alarm palette video, and I already have a couple other videos recorded that will be coming out shortly after, so I'll be pumping out more videos. But anyways, yeah, give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and please subscribe to my channel to see more. Thank you guys so much again for watching. I love you. Bye, guys.